Hello everyone and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. It is a frigid, extremely cold, snowy day outside. We're working on a few things inside because I am going to exhaust all of my current supplies of a few things. So I'm in the kitchen kind of messing around a little bit, and we're going to start replenishing some of the supplies that we're going to go through this holiday season. So I'm going to just show you what I'm doing. I'm not going to show you all the individual steps, but I'm going to show you what I'm working on today. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the yogurt. So in this pot right beside me here, y'all, in this pot, I'm making homemade yogurt. It's been a minute since I've made my family homemade yogurt, and it is so simple. And I'm using my Instapot to make the yogurt. Y'all, it's just milk, and you need live cultures, right, from yogurt. So you buy a small little container of yogurt that has live cultures in it. You take that, you put it with the milk, and then you heat it up very slowly. And so I have a couple of videos out there talking about how I make homemade yogurt. Today, I've already put it on, and it's already been cooking for just under 4 hours. It's been cooking. But I like my yogurt to be a little sweet. So in addition to the milk, I add just a little bit of condensed milk with my whole milk to give it a little sweetness. And then I call this my base batch. And if I want strawberry, I mix in some strawberry syrup or jam or whatever I've created at Kim's Cozy Corner. So this is strawberry right here. So if I wanted strawberry yogurt, y'all, I just mix in strawberries. So raspberry, same thing. Or I can just eat plain sweet yogurt with no flavor. If I want vanilla, I'll put some of my homemade vanilla in it. So that's how I make yogurt. And so we have, what is this, a half gallon I think we have going right now. You can make yogurt in the oven. You can make yogurt in, I have an Excalibur dehydrating unit that I can make yogurt in. And then I can also make yogurt in my Instant Pot. It has a setting on here for how to make yogurt. You boil the milk. After the milk boils, you let it cool down to roughly 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. And then once it cools to that point, you add in your cultures, and then you cook it very slowly, very low, until you get to that desired tartness or sourness or whatever you want to call it. But I'm making yogurt. That's the first thing we got going. One of the things I do when I'm making my yogurt, y'all, I like to dry off my lid periodically during making the yogurt. And drying off the lid removes that, I think it's called whey, that kind of separates out. And so if you want a more Greek yogurt, you need to strain off the liquid. And so by me wiping the lid every so often, I'm already removing that excess liquid. That's going to give me a much thicker yogurt, closer to a Greek style yogurt. So anyway, I got yogurt going. Let me show you what else we got going on. All right, before I get ahead of myself, I said I was going to show you the yogurt. There it is. Nothing fancy. It looks like milk. That's what it looks like. But in 8 hours, that milk will be yogurt for me. In addition to yogurt for the family to enjoy right now, I've decided I'm going to gift a ton of hot sauce for this Christmas season, or this holiday season, I should say. And y'all, I made a lot of hot sauce. I have tons of hot sauce already. And y'all, it's super hot and it's super garlicky. There's like twice the garlic I should have put in here. But y'all, if I give this to everybody, then I'm not going to have any left. So I've taken the last of my peppers. So there they are, y'all, roasting away. They're almost done, y'all. Almost done. So those peppers you see down below are all of the peppers I pulled out of the garden just before or after the first frost. So I pulled everything and I brought it inside, and I ended up with 8 cups of sweet peppers and 1 cup of hot peppers. And I had them in the freezer. I've pulled them out the freezer, and we're going to turn them into some luscious, rich, thick, velvety, smooth. How about we use the word smooth? Smooth hot sauce for us to gift this season. So I'm going to save what I've already canned. It's already sealed. It's canned. It's ready to go. So we're going to make some fresh batches that we're going to jar up as holiday gifts. So I'm roasting the peppers. I got everything set up. I think I have my proportions properly done. This is a vinegar-based hot sauce, so it'll last in the refrigerator for many, many, many months. You do not have to can it. You do not have to pressure can or water bath can it. You can just put it in the jar, put it in the refrigerator, and it's good to go. So we will be pulling this out of the oven here in just a few minutes. I have a nice big stock pot to put it in because I don't want to mess up a lot of dishes this time. And y'all, it's not that much today. I mean, I'm dealing with less than 12 cups of peppers, and that calls for about 4 cups of vinegar. I believe I can get it all in here, and then I can just use my stick blender and blend it all up versus pulling out my Vitamix big heavy duty blender. So we're going to try to do it all in this one pot today. They've already charred almost to the right texture for me. So we'll be turning this off in about 5 minutes, and then we will move it over into the pot and get it going with the vinegar, and then this stuff will be almost done. So let me show you one other thing that I'm doing. Oh, and if you're looking for a recipe, y'all, I got a couple nice videos out there on how to make hot sauce. I did one this year, extra garlic, and then I did the one last year. And the one last year, I was telling people Texas Pete didn't have anything on me. That hot sauce was so good, so good. And so this is like year 3, 4, I don't know. I've been making hot sauce for a few years, and everyone seems to love it. So I thought it would be perfect to gift for the holiday season. So if you want some videos, they are out there. I will also include those in the description below. I got one more thing that I'm working on, and it is a super quick thing. So we will start there. It's a super quick thing. So we will go there next. I have several videos out there of how to make homemade vanilla extract. It is so easy, y'all. It is so easy to make vanilla extract. So I got videos out there on how to do it. It's actually much cheaper to make your own vanilla than it is to buy it from the store. So last year, I took some video of just the prices of vanilla last year. And so the prices that I'm putting up here, y'all, that's last year's prices. So they're probably $20 more than that now today. But I thought that's another great gift for the holiday season, because if you're going to spend $6 for a good bottle of vanilla extract, that's ridiculous. Or if you're going to spend that kind of money on vanilla extract, it's ridiculous. And it would be great if I can gift them some super rich vanilla extract. Now, we are already in December. It's a little late to be making vanilla extract to gift this year. So I already have plenty, and I do mean plenty. I probably have more than a half gallon of vanilla extract that's been steeping, if you want to call it that, for over a year. That's the vanilla extract that I'm going to give away. Since I'm giving that away, that means my supply is going to get low. So I am going to start a new batch of vanilla extract. So we just had my daughter's wedding with the reception and all of that kind of stuff. And there was a big old bottle of Bacardi spiced rum left. And I said, that's going home with me. So I can make some vanilla extract out of it. I typically use vodka to make my vanilla extract, but last year I did spiced rum, y'all, and that vanilla extract was so good. So I will be using spiced rum if I can put my hands on it. Now, I probably wouldn't have used one that cost as much as this one if I was just making vanilla extract. You don't have to get top of the line liquor to do it, but or alcohol. You can use vodka, you can use spiced rum, you can use some other items if you don't want to buy liquor or alcohol to make it. But this was left over, and I thought, why not make a ton of extract? So I went off and I bought some more vanilla beans, because in the little gifts, I'm going to put a vanilla bean in each of the jars of vanilla that I create. So I needed some extra vanilla beans. So I bought some. I've put some to the side for making those gifts. And for the rest of them, I have them right here. And what I like to do is take the vanilla bean and then I just cut. Let me see where I can put my hand so you can see it. I just cut right down the bean, just like so. And what that does is expose the beans that are inside. And vanilla beans are tiny, y'all. They're like dust. And I could put it in a fancy container, right? So that it can start sitting, because I'm going to let this sit for about a year. If you want good quality, strong vanilla extract, you got to let it sit, y'all. You got to let it sit. So, yep, there's my nice big fancy bottle right there. So I've already done all of these. I've already cut them open. And y'all, I'm probably putting in 30 beans or something like that. Vanilla beans will never go bad as long as it's in the alcohol. They won't go bad. You just keep adding more alcohol to it, and they will keep on giving you vanilla extract. So there they are. Y'all, this is our next batch of vanilla extract right here. Right here in the spiced rum. So I'm going to give it a little shake every now and then, only because I want to make sure those little bitty pieces of vanilla bean or a little dusting of vanilla beans or the little seeds come out, and juice this on up. And then next year, y'all, this will be our vanilla extract. I'm going to put a date on it though, so we'll know when we started this process. And then when I'm gifting next year, it'll probably come from this batch right here. So guess what, y'all? We are done making vanilla that quick. Take the bean, split it open, throw it in your container with your alcohol, and let it sit. Voila, we're done. We've made vanilla extract. Now, since I'm done with the vanilla extract, let me get back over there and work on that hot sauce. Y'all, look at that. Boy, that looks good. But the one thing I don't have a lot of, y'all, is hot peppers in here. I had just under 4 cups of hot peppers, and that was before I kind of smushed them down and get them in here. So y'all, I'm going to show you a trick on how to still make this hot sauce hot. Are you making custom gifts this winter for the holiday season that you're going to gift? And if so, what kind of things are you thinking about? In addition to hot sauce and vanilla, I'm thinking about gifting some herbs as well. So maybe some basil, some parsley, some of those type things. I got to find a container first though. I don't want to give away all my mason jars. I got too few to be giving those away. I'm also, me personally, I'm thinking about gifting some jam as well. I probably have 3 or 4 years worth of jam. So gifting jam for those who maybe don't want the hot sauce. So maybe a jar of vanilla or a bottle of vanilla and a jar of jam, or a bottle of vanilla and a bottle of hot sauce, or something like that, because everybody don't want hot sauce. Uh-oh. I don't want paper in my hot sauce. The other thing that I put in this hot sauce was onion that were starting to come up. So I saved the onions for the hot sauce. Otherwise, I would have had to cut them open and put them in the freezer so I didn't lose them. So that was also a good thing. You don't want to lose the stuff you've worked so hard all year long to grow. And so I kind of keep an eye on my stash so I can make sure that my stash don't go bad. Because I'm not buying this stuff from the store, y'all. I also had a few more. All of this was in the freezer. I took it out last night and let it thaw out. But I had some really fine chopped sweet peppers as well from last year that I missed when I made my other batch. So we're putting that in there as well. So this pot's not on yet. I'm going to bring you in close and show you what it looks like. Just want to get it where you can see everything I poured in there. So that's everything that's in there so far. See that? You see the char on there? So now we're going to add in 4 cups of vinegar. Now it actually calls for distilled vinegar. I like apple cider vinegar. So you can see that the vinegar is just above the peppers. And I can always add more vinegar, but it's hard to take vinegar out, y'all. So we got vinegars. We got vinegar, we got pepper, we have onion and garlic. And now we're gonna cook it till it's nice and soft. And I'm in no rush, so we're not trying to boil it till it's super hot and foamy or anything like that, but we need it to cook for a few minutes. I am gonna put my lid on it. So I'll bring you back when I start doing something else. But we are getting ready, y'all, for our holiday gifts. And so I'm trying to make sure I don't give everything away and then I don't have enough to feed my family because we're not going to that grocery store. Okay, it is time for us to blend up this goodness. Can you see it? It's got a really dark color to it. The peppers are soft. What I didn't talk about was how we were going to make it nice and hot. So let me share that with you next. So I didn't feel like I got enough hot peppers in here. So I had some serranos and some jalapenos and some cayenne peppers in there and 1 or 2 chili peppers in there. But I don't think I had enough to make it hot. So y'all, I'm just going to add some grounded cayenne red pepper to it. That's what I'm going to do. Add some grounded cayenne red pepper to kind of kick it up another notch. I also added 1 teaspoon of salt into this, and now we're going to mix it up. And I am going to use my Vitamix. This is a Vitamix stick blender. That's what we're going to use today. I'm going to slide this over so you can watch me blend it up. All right, hopefully you can see this. I don't know what speed it's on. I'm going to put it on low until we get it going. This is a pretty powerful stick blender as well. Not as powerful as my other blender though. Let me get the speed up. I'm having to work harder to get to that same texture when I use my big blender. I want it silky smooth. This is awful thick. All right, y'all. That's not thin enough for me. It's not thin enough and it's not smooth enough. So y'all, I am going to have to pull out the big Vitamix blender because now that doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me at all. The blender's gonna have to come out. That's what I get. Tried to take a shortcut. I've had others, or I've seen others use stick blenders. That's not the texture I'm looking for. So we got to do it right. Especially if this is a gift, y'all. Can't be giving people stuff that don't taste good, that don't look good. Let's see if we can get it all in there in one go. And I know my house is a mess. And I got like 15 minutes to finish this up. So now I ended up messing up even more than just doing it the way I always do it. How about that, y'all? All right. I know I put a little more than I'm supposed to put in here, but at least it's all in there. One go. I'm actually going to do it on puree. Y'all had it on the wrong thing. I'm trying to put it on puree. So it's on puree now. We're going to start over. Y'all see that? That's what hot sauce is supposed to look like. And the stick blender will not give me that, at least not my stick blender. So I needed to pull out my big Vitamix blender. This blender is a little expensive, but oh well. I saved up to get it. It took me a long time to save up to get it, but it's worth every penny I spent on it. Still extra thick though. Look at that, won't even fall off. Because it's so thick, I am going to have to add more vinegar. But to add the vinegar, y'all, I don't have to put it back in the mixer. But I can use the vinegar to clean the mixture. All right. I put in about a cup, just enough to cover the blades. I'm going to put it on liquefy. Got to turn it on first, Kim. Actually, I can put it on clean because then it'll throw it all up here and get that off the side. All right. Let's get that hot sauce in there, or vinegar in there, to thin the hot sauce out. The vinegar is what determines the thickness of your hot sauce. I think that's going to be just fine. Yeah, here we go. We're in shape now. All right, so this is our hot sauce. And so this is going to have to sit here or in a jar or something until my jars come to make up my little bottles of hot sauce. That's it for the day. We got our hot sauce ready to gift for the holiday season. We've started our vanilla for next year so I don't run out. And we got the yogurt going, y'all. We got plenty done today in the kitchen on this beautiful snowy winter day. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing to Kim's Cozy Corner, and I will see you again next time. Bye.